What do you guys want this year? What are the goals for personal and team?
Yeah, I mean, for team, we have big goals for ourselves this year. We were talking as a team before we got to work with the coaches about we want to rank high, we want to get high in that Big 12 tournament, and we want to go to the NCAA tournament this year and go as far as we can. As far as individually for me, I really want to get more points on the attacking side of the field as a defender. Set pieces are a big opportunity for me, so improving on attacking set pieces is big for me this year.
I think just adding on to what Maia said too, for our team goals is we have a lot of little goals leading up to the big ones. Of course, we want to make the Big 12 tournament, make NCAAs, win the Big 12, all of those things, but it's about the little goals that we have for ourselves. So protecting our home field, getting an away sweep, all of the tiny things in between, I think are going to be really key to our success in the end. And personally, just being a big voice in the back of the field and continuing to lead and getting as many shutouts as we can, because that's what helps win too. So all of those things.
I also think with us having like our best season last year with the amount of wins, just kind of using that to fuel our fire for this year and like kind of show us with, especially like the middle of the pack, kind of just kind of use that to motivate us throughout this whole season. And yeah, as well as for me personally, I think just like staying a leader in the back line and just helping this team be its best.
And I mean, there were a couple letdowns last year that probably kept you out of the tournament. So do you guys, how are you using that as motivation this year? Or are you?
I think those those games that might not seem as big as like the UNC or the Stanford games are most important, and just taking each team for what it is, and every team is going to be good and put up a fight, and we just have to realize that.
Yeah, I mean, holding our level in those games that may seem like they're not as important or a lesser team than us, and bringing that consistency, and I think that's what we can communicate to the underclassmen. I mean, we've been in this position, so we know what it means, and we know that we need to be consistent throughout, and so continuing to lead and tell them that these games are important.
I feel like they summed it up really good. It's just like those games are huge for us, and it's like you want to win the big win games, but you have to win the small games in order to achieve the things that we have set for ourselves. So just enforcing all those things of this is important, like we have to show up and set the standard for the game and not take anything lightly or any team lightly for that matter.
Olivia, you talked about the little goals leading up to the big goals. Is that a new approach this year, or is that something you guys kind of always do? What's the benefit of kind of staying narrow focused at first?
Yeah, I feel like our season is so jam-packed. I mean, we play 2 games a week, so it's how can we go in and just take it day by day? Like, we're going to go to practice, and some days are going to be good, some days are going to be bad, so it's how do we respond from that and not let it carry into the next day, and take it one thing at a time, because if we let one bad day drag on to another, it's going to just kind of spiral, and we don't want that for ourselves or for our team. So how can we tackle each week as a new thing and continue to do our best from there?
Is that a mindset you guys have had in the past, or is that a new kind of approach?
I think it's something that we, during captain's practices, kind of brought up to our team of just like, everyone can say you want to do big things, but you're not going to get there if you can't do the little ones. So just keeping that mindset and staying on track is our goal for right now, I think.
I also think with having these big goals of making the Big 12 tournament and doing well in that, and then also making the NCAA tournament, is you have to have those little wins each week to like kind of motivate you towards those bigger goals. You can't just like hop right into the biggest goals. You got to have those little wins throughout each week.
Do you think soccer especially is, I mean, that's important to have those small goals, or do you think that's pretty common across sports?
I think even in life, like no matter what sport you play, and just in life in general, I feel like having those little goals leading up to your bigger goals is a really important path to take.
For anyone, how did you guys feel after the first scrimmage? Did it feel just good to be back out against somebody other than yourselves?
Yeah, I mean, walking onto the field, I looked at Trin, our holding mid that was starting at that point, and she's just like cheering and yelling. I mean, you can feel the energy and everybody in the circle before the game. I mean, we were ready to go. We had that energy and ready to hit the ground running with this season and see what we had in a first look against another team.
I think we all just genuinely felt so excited. Like the whole bus ride, we were like talking to each other. We were just kind of antsy and just ready to get going because we spent so much time working all July and wanted to just go out and see what we really had. And I think it gave us a lot of excitement going into this season.
And obviously, it's just an exhibition, just a scrimmage, but what do you take from that game into next week's season opener?
I think we take a lot of things. We take in the joy and the excitement and just the ability and opportunity that we have, but also like learn from the things that we did wrong, whether it's finishing in front of the 18, continuing on with the shutouts, all of those things, and it definitely gave us a really good starting point.
So for everyone, I mean, last year you didn't give up a lot of goals, so how good do you think the defense / goalkeeping is going to be this year, do you think?
Well, we're pretty much the same kind of returning group, so I think we'll be pretty strong, and we've definitely got a lot of leaders on this team, and so I think we'll hold our own in the Big 12 and NCAA.
Yeah, I mean, we've been continuing to build on what we worked on last season as far as a defensive unit, and so bringing that to our newcomers as well. But we have a good returning group, so just carrying on with what we had last year.
I think, too, we are all three in the defensive unit, so we're big voices back there, and that's something that we want to push down the field to the offense as well. And like they said, we've been working so hard and we have so much to build off of because our entire back line is returning, and I think that it's going to bring a lot of good consistency in the back for us.
You guys lost a big presence in Chelf. I mean, she was really tough out there and active, and then Nikki with her scoring. How do you guys fill those roles, and who do you see kind of taking on those types of roles, those leaderships, toughness, getting the goals when they need to happen, that kind of thing?
I think like Becca said, we kind of have a new personnel, I feel like, and we really went down the middle last season, and I feel that our strengths are definitely out wide, and we've got a lot of great players that are going to fill those roles and are already leaders on this team, and they're itching to fill those gaps, and I think we're going to do really well with our new personnel.
Yeah, I mean, we have a good returning base also from our sophomores, so looking for them to continue to step into their role. Narissa and Rose out wide has really helped us last season, and so relying on them more this season to step into more of a leadership position at such a young age, too.
I think, too, like they had last year to watch Chelf and Nikki and G and everyone that was in those roles, and they see the effect that they have, and they're definitely excited to step in and let it be their turn to shine and kind of have their moment and do what they know that they can do and what we know they can do for this team too. So.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.